Hi, very good morning to one and all. And in the last class, I explained you about an PDA designing for the language of string reversal, right? So here, this is one of the example for the string reversal, and the same thing that we applied the rules that whatever the rules that we're having for the PDA designing, the rules that we applied for the example number 3, that is language of balanced parentheses. And this is one example for the question language of balanced parentheses, and here we choose the number of states are 3 states. That means q0, q1 and q2 are the states here. But for the same example with only 2 states, how to design the PDA? That means PDA designing in the sense how to draw the or how to represent the transition diagram. I will showing you. And this is with 3 states, and now this example is with 2 states, only choosing 2 states like in q0 and q1, and with the inputs of open parentheses and closed parentheses. And my stack alphabets are always z0. Along with the z0, I can choose any of the input alphabets, and here I am choosing the input alphabets along with the z0, and as well as the states like q0 and q1. In previous example for the same language, I show you how to represent a transition diagram with 3 states. For the same example, I'm showing you how to represent the transition diagram for 2 states by choosing the 2 states like in Q1 and Q0 and Q1, and making Q1 as an final state, and whereas Q0 is an initial state. And see here we're starting with an epsilon, and Q0 with epsilon comma Z0 is Q0 Z0. That's why we start with an epsilon. We're putting the epsilon as an input alphabet like this, and the self of the q0 consisting of these inputs as well as the outputs. That means q0 with open z0 is open z0, the with the same states, whatever the outputs that we are getting with the same states, we need to represent like this. We need to give the self loop of the same state like this. If open means the output is open, if close means then here where it is closed and open, right? So two alternatives we find out and we need to pop it. So we pop it those two, and finally we get an epsilon with the same state q0. And when you need to do the acceptance, when you need to reach the final state means whenever you're reading an state like in q0 with epsilon and z0, then it goes to the state like in q1, and finally we are showing that it is an acceptable state. And whatever the PDA that we design and whatever the transition diagram that we design, that is an acceptable transition diagram for the given language. And this is an another designing for the same language. The question is for the balanced parentheses. I show you two designings, one by choosing 3 states and another by choosing only 2 states. And in one example we choose q2 is in final state, and in this example we choose q1 as a final state. Initially for every transition diagram, initially we start with an q0, but choosing the final states is most important. And in previous example q2 is the final state, and here in this example q1 is an final state. The same thing that we did here, nothing logic is there, nothing difference is there. And there also we're taking an inputs with one, at one time I'm choosing open parentheses with z0, and another time I'm choosing two open parentheses. That means when I'm reading these two means what the output that I will get. When I'm reading the two alternatives means I need to pop those, right? And somewhere we need to do the acceptance. So to do the acceptance we need to choose an pop operation. So we need to switch to start the pops. So for that we are choosing this open and closed parentheses. Whenever we find out these two, then you need to make it as an pop, and then you need to show it as an epsilon, right? And this is another example, another designing for the same question, that is language of balanced parentheses. Please make a note of this example. And the inputs are same, and the stack alphabets are same, but only the difference is in between the number of a finite number of states while we're defining the q is a set of finite set of states, right? In previous example we choose 3 states, q0, q1 and q2. In this example we choose only 2 states. That means we can also design whether by taking in 3 states as well as by taking in 2 states. So that's why I'm showing you this example. For the same language I'm showing you two designings of the PDA. And these are the two PDA transition diagrams. Just by doing the transitions with the input alphabets as well as with the top of the stacks, finally you are getting an results with a state along with an top of the stack. Please make a note of this example, all of you. And the next concept is about an PDA's instantaneous description ID. We can call it as an ID. The concept that is PDA's instantaneous descriptor or description, we can call it as. Simply, we are naming it as an ID. What the definition of this instantaneous description is, here we're talking about the PDA that is about an push down automata, right? Here we need to configure, we need to do the configuration at any given instance. For example, at any given instance means just by choosing like Q, W, and Y, what the Q is, what the W is, and what the Y is. I think you all know when we are doing a transition mapping function, choosing of these three is most important, because with these three only we are getting the new state along with its new top of the stack, right? So what the Q is nothing but an current state, and W here is, it is about always reminder of the inputs. That means it can also be called it as an unconsumed part. And Y is an current stack contents as a string from top to bottom of the stack. So you all know the representation of these three, right? Q, W, Y. And here always the PDA has a configuration at any given instance, and the configuration is in the form of like this. For example, if the del of Q A X is P comma A, P comma A means here we are having a transition, and then the followings are also true. How to show that it is true means, see, this representation is an instantaneous descriptor representation. This is the representation of an ID, right? QAX is P epsilon comma A. P epsilon comma A means here P epsilon is a nullable. If you put or if you didn't put means nothing will be happened, right? So whatever the output that we get here, the same output can be also written as like this. That means it can, the representation of this also true. That's what we are saying here. If you represent like this also, it is true. That means the old state with an current input, current state, present state with an present input alphabet along with the top of the stack is giving the new state along with its top of the stack, right? But in between, if you put an input alphabet as an epsilon means it's nothing will be happen, the representation is also correct. When it gets correct means when you are representing with an instantaneous descriptor symbol like this, then it can be correct. That means it is one of the rule of this ID. So we're following those rule and making it as a true, right? Or else if you are having the rule transition like an Q AW comma XB. AW in the sense A is an input alphabet and X is on top of the stack, right? Now what you need to do is you need to move or you need to push the input alphabet into the stack. Then what the output will becomes, the state gets changed, it gets into the new state with an P, and my input alphabet is an E, my input alphabet is an A. Now it is pushed onto the stack and it becomes W now. Here in the place of input alphabet, it is W. And while coming to the XB, this A is becoming an A, is pushed into the stack, right? So in the place of this X, now it becomes A. In the place of this X, now it becomes A. So when you're representing with an ID symbols with like this, those, the if you use these two symbols also, it becomes correct, it becomes true. And make it clear, what it mean is, here I will show you with I will show you clearly in the concept of conversion from context free grammar to PDA. There we are using these two rules, there we are using these two rules. For the transition of this, these two rules we are using to convert the given context free grammar into the PDA. So there we are using these two rules. So there I will explain you. That means what the A is an input alphabet, and which variable is defining this A, which variable is defining this A. That variable is placed in the place of this X. A tends to A. That means A is deriving an A, right? So in the place of that A, we put an variable A like this. That means here in the place of this stack, in the place of the top of the stacks, we're having the variables. If you are having the variables, means what we are doing here is we're converting the grammar into the PDA. So that's why we're having the variables like A, B, like that, right? So these are the two most important rules, and here we're having a sign. That sign is called as turnstile notation. What it means is it represents one move. If you do the moves, if you perform any moves, means by showing with that sign, we can represent an moves. So this is a simple concept of what the instantaneous descriptor is, and how many instances that we are giving here. Only one instance, and we define what that instance is. And here we're having a transition, and where that the transition is defining the two rules, and those two rules are the correct rules. uh, these two rules are useful for converting the given context free grammar into the PDA. So here we're having the sign. What that sign means, this is the sign for representing an instantaneous descriptor. Whenever you want to represent the instantaneous descriptor, there you need to follow this sign, right? And the sign is called, and the name of this sign is nothing but a turnstile notation. Turnstile notation. And for what we are using this sign means to represent an moose, right? Is it clear? And if you put star, if you put star at this sign play at the place of this sign, then it represents a sequence of moves. If only having a star only having an sign like this means it just a one move. If you're having star means a sequence of moves that you are performing there, right? So here we're having another example. How does the PDF for the language string reversal works on the input 1111? That means all moves are made by a non-deterministic PDA here. You need to show the acceptance, right? You need to show whether it is an acceptable or not. So for that, what you are doing here is just you are choosing an input string, and by choosing that input string, you are showing that whether it is an acceptable or not, right? And always you need to prefer and start with an initial state q naught with the input four ones are there here, right? You need to choose the four ones, z naught. And now one by one you need to read, one by one you need to read, right? Q naught 1111 z naught. And what will happen here means q naught, if I read one, if I read one, then I need to push into the stack. Now it becomes one z naught, right? Again I'm reading q naught with one, then whenever I read an one, then it need to push onto the stack, then it becomes 11 z naught. Again I'm reading one from the q naught, again it becomes triple one z naught. That means after reading it should push onto the stack, then it becomes triple one z naught. Then after reading the remaining one, my input alphabet becomes epsilon, and my stack contains four ones now. My stack contains four ones. So when I need to make the acceptance of the state, so here see q naught with epsilon and z naught. Actually q naught with epsilon and z naught, you need to write an another state like an q1, and it should move to, in the diagram itself it is there. Once if you check it means, then you can easily understand how to do the acceptance q1 epsilon z naught. But here the path dies. But what you need to do here is, here we need to change here. Actually when if you start from q1, this is a second second checklist. If you start with an q1, again by reading in q1 with 1, it goes to 1 z naught, it goes into the stack. Again by reading q1, again it goes to it pushed onto the stack. Again when you are reading q1 with 1, again it pushed onto the stack. Again if you are reading q1 with 1, Again, it pushed onto the stack. Now my stack contains q1 epsilon. That means actually it should be 4 ones. It should be 4 ones z naught. But here also the path dies, right? And what you need to do when you're doing an acceptance at q1 1 1 comma 1 1 z naught means, see here, q1 1, see the rules that you are having. q1 1 1, if you are having means what you need to do, you need to make it as an epsilon. Just I make it as an epsilon. My stack and my input alphabet contains 1 1 z naught. Now this is also pushed onto the stack. Then q1 1 1 means again you need to pop this becomes epsilon, then epsilon z naught. So finally q1 epsilon z naught means q2 epsilon z naught or q2 z naught. So it is acceptance, it is acceptable. So here itself you need to do the pops, here itself you need to do the popping. Don't continue until the overall input alphabet should be pushed onto the stack. At when you pushed onto the stack, when you're reading the q1 1 1, there itself it becomes an epsilon as per the rules, right? So only we are having one here and one z not here. Then again when you're reading with an q1 with 1 1, then again those 1 1 should be becomes an epsilon and the state gets changed to q2. Is it clear? And then finally we can show the acceptance by the final state. So it is an empty input and final state. That means we showed the stack input is empty and the input alphabet is empty, and finally we reach an final state. That means two acceptance that we showed here at one uh, acceptance of the string. At one, in one example we showed the two ways of accepting, right? Is it clear? So what I'm saying here is, here itself in the here itself you need to start, here itself you need to start the popping, then finally you can get the acceptance states, right? And this is also a most important thing, that you need to know how to do the acceptance for the pdas. And whenever you show the acceptance only, then whatever the diagram or whatever the rules that we design, those will get acceptable. Is it clear? And here there are two types of PDAs that one can design, those that can accept by final state or by empty stack. From starting itself, I'm saying that we are doing the acceptance in PDA in two ways, one with final state and another with an empty stack. That's the thing I'm explaining here. And acceptance by the PDA that accepts the final state and the PDA that accepts the empty stack, and how the acceptance can be performed here. That means the PDAs that accept by final state. And here how to show the PDA acceptance by final state, we're having some checklist for this. And what the checklist is, the input should be exhausted and in a final state. And for a PDA P, for any type of a language, the P can be denoted by L of P, right? For by the final state, it is any string that should be with an input along with an input alphabet as well as with an stack alphabet. And here this is an sign of an instantaneous descriptor sequence of moves, and it should give an q with an a. And finally you need to show that q belongs to f, then we can say that it is an acceptable. That's what I explained previously in previous slide, that whatever we did the acceptance, see q2 belongs to f, right? So that's why we show that it is an acceptable. And while coming to the input alphabet and the stack, both are empty. Stack gets empty and we still remains with an z naught, and input gets epsilon. So here it is empty input and as well as we get an final state, so it is acceptable. And that in such a way we can do the acceptance of the final states by the final states for the PDS. And by empty stack, just what I show you now. And for a PDAP, the language accepted by P denoted by N of P. N of P is nothing but an empty stack. and it should be represented as a string with the state along with an input along with an stack where it is giving it is an instantaneous descriptor. Only you should have an state, the remaining all should be get epsilon for any q that is belongs to q. That is, q is nothing but an a new state that should belongs to the set of states. So here also what the checklist is, the the input exhausted, and finally is the empty stack, is the stack empty. So these are the two things that we need to do here, and these are the two things that we need to do here. That means in only the concept of the PDA, we are having two types of acceptance. For example, if you are having NFA and DFA, there we're not showing the two ways of acceptance, two types of acceptance. And coming to the Murray and Mealy machines, there also we didn't see the two ways, two types of acceptance. Right. And here in the concept of PDA only, we're having two types of acceptance. That means those are because we're having a stack for the PDA. For the remaining all, we're not having the stack. Only for the PDA, we're having the stack. That means this type of an finite state machine or finite state automata is acceptable with an stack. So that's why we are showing in two types of acceptance with the final state as well as with by making with an empty stack, right? Is it clear how to show the acceptance of the PDA by the final state, and as well as how to show the acceptance of the PDA by making it as an empty stack? These are the two most important concepts. And here we're having a question. What the question is? Does a PDA that accepts by empty stack or need any final states that should be specified in the design? No, it can acceptable by the empty stack that just by making it as an epsilon, or else we can also show it by the final state also. And two ways are possible here. So we're showing it like this. And this is an example for the language of balanced parenthesis, as I already show you. And this is with an final state acceptance, and this is with an making with an empty stack acceptance. That is, to make the PDA by showing it with an final state means here I need two states, and in those two states I'm making q1 as an final state. And while coming to the another representation, a PDA that is equivalent that accepts by the empty stack, only I'm choosing a single state, because here I don't want any final states in this representation. Only starting state is enough, because at the starting state I'm starting with an epsilon along with the empty, and finally I am giving the output as an empty stack, right? So this part is enough for showing it as an empty stack, and this is enough for showing it with showing by the final state. So please make a note of this example, all of you. I'm giving you time, make a note of this example, and after completing of noting down, please remind me, make do the message that completed, then I'll go for the next concept, right? Is it completed? Then see here we're having a question that how will these two PDAs works on the input. See, this is an input string, and all of you make a note of this input string and just show the acceptance like this. Previously, I show you how to do the acceptance of four ones, right? That four ones that we taken from the language of string reversal, like this. So you please note down the input string and check it out whether the input string is getting acceptable or not. That means whatever the design PDA we're having here for the acceptance of the final state as well as for the acceptance of the NP stack, and you all please check it out whether this is accepting or not, right? And here how many open parentheses are there? Here we're having one, two, three. These two open and these two open, and here also we are having open and open, and this one is closed and open and closed. So this is an well formed parenthesis. We can call it as an well formed balanced parenthesis because how many opens that we're having here is that much closed that we're having. The same closes we're having in this input string. So it can be called it as an well-formed balanced parenthesis. So please all of you take this input string and check it out whether it is accepting or not, right? And here we're having another concept that PDAs are accepting by final state and empty stack are equivalent or not. Just we're showing that both are equivalent or not. And here one we're taking with an F is nothing but an final state acceptance and N is nothing but an empty stack. So PF is nothing but an PDA that accepting by the final state, where it can be defined as with the 7 tuples like this. That is PF is equal to QF, and where the second tuple that is an sigma input alphabet, tau, and transition function q naught, z naught, and f. And same as you need to define for the pn is for the empty stack, right? N of a is empty stack that we're calling it, right? So that's why we're representing pn, where pn is PDA that accepting by empty stack, where pn is qn, sigma, tau, qn, del n, q naught, and z naught. Here we're not having an final state, only we're having 6 tuples here, but while coming to the PF, we're having 7 tuples. So now what we are going to show is whether these two are equivalent or not. So Pn is equivalent to Pf, and this is a theorem proof that we're having here. For every Pn, that is for every non-empty stack, for every empty stack, there exists an final state, that what we are showing, that is L of Pf is equal to L of Pn. Same as the reverse, PF is equivalent to PN. For every PF, there exists a PN, that we are showing that L of PF is equal to L of PN. And this is the theorem statement for the both, to show that the PDAs that are accepting by the final states and the empty stacks are equivalent. And here we're having in construction for this, how to convert an empty stack PDA into a final state PDA. And this is a construction procedure, and Pn to Pf, that is we're converting from empty to final, right? So whenever we're having the Pn, stack becomes empty, right? So what we need to do, we need to make it as an Pf, then we need to go to a final state without consuming any additional symbols. So to detect this empty stack in Pn, where the PF, the final state, should pushes a new stack symbol like an X naught, and it should not be in a tau of the PN. Initially, before simulating the PN, the representation of that, the representation of the PF should be like this. What the PF is: Qn union P naught PF, comma sigma, tau union X naught, comma del F, del in the sense transition function, P naught, comma X naught, comma PF. So what it means is taking an empty and showing, converting it into a final state. This is the process, this is the procedure of doing that. This is just from the theorem statement, just we show the proof. It is totally from the theorem itself, we are proving that how the conversion from empty stack to the final state PDA. So here the statement should be most important, and the representation of the state diagram should be most important here. Initially start with an P naught and then to Q naught, and then you are making some transitions to the Q, that is the final state of the PF. And at every time we are using an input as an epsilon. See it. We are using an input as an epsilon with x naught, epsilon with x naught, and epsilon with x naught. Right? Why? Because that x naught is not in an tau alphabet, as well as the x naught is an new stack symbol. X naught is an new stack symbol. So this is the way of representing the PDF final state representation from the empty stack. This is the process of construction from empty to final, right? And here we're having an example, another example, matching the parentheses. Once see, all of you make a note of this example. This is also the most important example. One by showing with the acceptance by the empty stack, and another one by showing the acceptance by the final state. So here Pn and Pf. Pn is an empty stack and Pf is a final state. Del n and del f. Del n is an empty stack and del f is an final state. And the empty stack does not consisting of any final states, right? Only single state it is having. And this is a representation of that, and it consisting of some final states, whether you can take two states and make it q naught as a final state, or else you can use pf as a final state, whatever it may be. And these are the two ways of matching the parentheses, just by showing one by empty and one by final. So please make a note of this example also. I'm giving you time for 5 minutes. Make a note of this, and please message in the chat box after noting down. Then I will go for the next concept. Is it completed of noting down these examples? Then let's see the vice versa conversion from final to empty stack. And up to now, I show you how to convert an empty stack PDA to final state, right? Now we're going to convert an final state PDA to empty stack PDA, and this is an construction procedure. And here also we're having an idea for this, for constructing the final state to an empty stack PDA. And what an idea is here, whenever the final state reaches a final state, that means whenever the final final state PDA reaches an final state, we just make an epsilon transition into a new state, new end state. Then we can clear out that the stack and clear out the stack, and we are making it as an acceptable, right? So here we're having some danger. What that is, what is an PF design? That is, the final state PDA design is such that it always clears the stack in midway without entering a final state, right? So to address this, we're adding a new start symbol like an X naught here also. And also that X naught is not in a tau of the final state PDA. So whenever we're defining an empty stack with the tuples, here the Q is union with an both P naught and PE, and sigma and tau, and the tau is always union with an X naught, because tau is not from the sorry, X naught is not from the tau, but here we are defining the X naught, right? So del n P naught and X naught. So see here, see the difference of the two transition diagrams for the PF and PN. And in previous slide, I show you the PF. PF in a sense, I convert the empty into an funnel. And here I'm showing you by converting the funnel into an empty, right? So initially I start with an state like an P naught, and then I enter into the Q naught with an epsilon along with an X naught, and then there is no connection between these states. See, there is no connection between these states, because here we're not having the final states, right? So PE is an, again it is a new state P, and here the you are giving a self of this PE, and the final states are doing a transition with the PE with an epsilon with any. So what it means is we already converted the final state to an empty stack, final state PDA into an empty stack. Once I'll show you the previous diagram also, then you can clearly understand. See here, we're having an transition with Q naught to the final state, right? Q naught to final state. Why? Because we're converting the empty into final. But while coming to here, in the construction of final to empty, there is no transition path with Q naught to any other states. Right, only from final to PE we're having. PE is also a new state, and only from, because P naught and PE belongs to Q, and so from the final states to PE we're having the transition paths with an epsilon. Right, is it clear? And in this class I explained you the two most important constructions, one from converting from final state PDA to empty stack PDA, and another from converting empty stack PDA to final state PDA. As well as I make you to understand with how to do the acceptance by the empty stack and how to do the acceptance by the final state. And I explained you this concept with two examples, one with the language of string reversal, and another with the language of balancing parenthesis, matching parenthesis or balanced parenthesis, same, right? These are the concepts that I covered in this class. I think you all understand the today's class. And in the next class is also mine. I'm taking the next class also. The continuation class is mine. And in the next class, what I'm going to explain you, or what I'm going to make you to understand is, just I'm giving some problems, what those problems means, from the unit 1, unit 2 and unit 3, because these three units are completed as per the syllabus, right? And we are ready for mid 1 examination. So what I'm doing here is I'm making you to uh, do practice for the concepts of conversion from NFA to DFA, as well as some of the concepts in unit number 2. So don't leave the session in the last class, that is after completion of the class from 10:30 to 11:20, there I am taking your attendance. Up to that, I'm not taking your attendance. And also, I'm not taking the attendance from your reports. Only from the participants list I'm taking. So please don't leave the session. And exactly the third hour class starts from le- 10:30, right? And all of you take a break, and exactly at 10:30, please all of you join in this session. And exactly at 11:15, I will take the attendance because our class ends at 11:20. At 11:15, I will take your attendance.